Hi friends, welcome to Monday's Summit. As my mom would say, I'm a day late and a dollar short, which is pretty true. I did tell you last week that just with having company and stuff that I might miss or be late, and here I am being late. I could have got one out yesterday, but I just didn't get it done. So here we are. A little bit of recap about last week. Yeah, I'll share. I shared on Instagram that I had a pretty perfect week when it comes to looking after health stuff, fitness. I got in 3 pool workouts and I got 3 treadmill days in there as well, and it felt pretty good. And I've really committed to working on the lymphatic stuff, and I'm really going to give it a go with the red light therapy for the next 3 months to see if it affects scar fading. So I will let you know. We'll kind of see, because I'm doing pretty much pictures every 4 weeks. I did do pictures last week, but I didn't get them done in time to add them to the end of that video. So I will add them to the end of this video so you can kind of see where my scars were at 8 weeks. And I'll have a virtual appointment again with the surgeon's office with a nurse there at 3 months. So she'll probably want pictures. I'll take pictures then. We'll see where I'm at. So I'm really working on diet and exercise and sleep and all the things. And yeah, I just, it was a big investment doing this plastic surgery. So I want to kind of optimize my results and really see what I can do, committing to the next 3 months of getting my fitness back up there. And then hopefully I can get more on a maintenance regime, kind of build it up and figure out where I'm at. So yeah, today I got my pool workout in. I did get to bronze backs. I did a lymphatic treatment, and I did a red light. So I'll try and get in maybe 2 more red light, and I'll do 1 more lymphatic there. I also did on the weekend, I showed a picture on Instagram of, they have like a hydration station for your body. And I do find being at the pool, especially this time of year, my skin's a little bit drier. So it's great to kind of plump it up. They put some additives in with the steam, and you're in there for, I think 20, 25 minutes. And it gets up to like 48 degrees. And it has red light in there as well. Yeah, so that did seem to help my skin. I'm pretty good about putting lotion on every day, and especially right now I've got to do the scar gel, and I also have a kind of a lipid treatment that I'm doing for a couple of months post-surgery. So yeah, just basically, what's that saying? Throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. So we'll see. A lot of people have been telling me lately that my skin looks nice. So I don't know if my face is just having some benefits from everything that I'm doing. I also still haven't had any alcohol since December. So I don't know if that makes things brighter, or not that I was a very big drinker, so it probably doesn't have much effect. But, just being on my vitamins and eating extra healthy, all that, I'm sure it all comes to play. So yeah, that's what I've got on the, kind of post-surgery stuff. Today is interesting because I went to see a plastic surgeon here. I've shared before that because of the heart tumors that I had, and having had a pituitary tumor, they think there's some sort of genetic syndrome that I probably have. But they did 2 genetic draws and tried like Canadian-wide genetic panels and worldwide, and it came back blank. So they said there's something there, but it's not been discovered yet, or what. But because of that, anytime I have kind of lumps or bumps, they want to get them checked out, and have them checked, pathology done, I guess, basically. So I have what they have called a lipoma, on the back of my right thigh. And it basically is just like a fatty nodule, and you can feel it in there. My dermatologist has taken various lumps and bumps from me over the years. And last year, we did find that I had a basal cell carcinoma, which we treated, we removed, and then did follow-up treatment, and it seems good now. But she said this one is too deep and requires plastic surgery. So I finally got in there. I think it's been over a year, and I saw a private surgeon here, one I hadn't seen before when I was looking for plastic surgeons. So anyways, while I was in there, we talked about removing the lipoma. And then I asked him if he does brachioplasty, which is having skin removed from your arms, because that would be the next thing that I would be pretty keen to unload myself of. And he said, absolutely, like, can I see? So I showed him. He goes, oh yeah, I could definitely help with that. And then he obviously hadn't read my chart, so we talked about my health, and then he did a 180. And basically said, no, here in Canada, I think with your health history, nobody would undertake that, which I find really irritating, to be honest, because I've just come through an 8-hour surgery in the US without any issue. We did all sorts of screening, got all my doctors on board, all sorts of testing on my heart, and yeah, just I don't know. It's hard with health stuff because I feel sometimes like I'm being pushed too hard, like at the gym with that coach who wanted me to have a goal of, doing a triathlon or at least running a 5K. And yes, he doesn't know my whole health history. And he's just judging me by my, exterior and what he thinks I should be capable of doing. But, being pushed that way is annoying, and being told by somebody else that, I'm not strong enough is equally irritating, because, I worked out 6 days last week, and I'm working very hard on my health, and I should be able to decide whether I take that risk or don't take that risk. And yeah, I don't know. Irritating, very irritating. And, for the most part, I feel like I've been in the hands of men. And today, or not today, but this week, ironically, on Friday, I go to sign my divorce papers. And I guess I'm less apt, where I am, the stage of life that I'm in, that I want any man telling me what I can or can't do. I get to decide where my health is at now, and what I think I can do, and what I want to do. And that was one of the great things about Dr. Galanis, is he always said, if this is a goal, let's figure it out, and let's, get a team of people on it. And that's what we did. And all my doctors here absolutely made sure that I was healthy enough and in a good place. But they did it from a medical standpoint. Yeah. So anyways, you can probably tell steam is still coming out of my ears. And he was a young guy. I don't know. Anyways, let's just move on, because clearly I'm still irritated, but I'm sure we all have that in our lives. You come up against a wall, and that is just redirection. So, he wouldn't be my guy. And that's what I found before. And that's what led me to Dr. Galanis, and knowing right away just the huge difference in attitude around, how he wanted to help me as a person, move in my life, whereas someone else is just seeing all the things that could be at risk instead of, how do we make it safe? Coming up with a game plan. And that's really how I like to live my life is, okay, if you really want something, what do you need to do? And if one avenue doesn't work, how do you shift gears? Like, in my health stuff, I haven't had a lot of control. Obviously, nobody chooses to have health issues come up. And when you do, you have to problem solve and you have to be a little nimble, because sometimes what you think is going to work isn't going to work 100%. Like when I had my first heart surgery and I had SVT, it eventually resolved. That was fantastic. When I had the second heart tumor, the SVT didn't resolve and it got more intense. So we had to do an ablation, and all of that is extra risk because, we're challenging my heart again in a different way. But that doesn't mean that you don't try. And I get to make those decisions on how I want to proceed, because it's my life that I have to live and it's my body. So I hope that if you come up against walls, you just keep looking for the right people to help you find the right door, I guess is what I'm saying. So this week I actually have quite a few doctor's appointments. I get to see Dr. J tomorrow, which is the chiropractor that's helping me with my back and hip. And I'm actually happy to say that today when I went to the pool was the first time that I haven't had quite a bit of pain after my workout. So because I have scoliosis, quite often when I do activity, I'm in pain. My back spasms in reaction to it. And we're working at trying to loosen it up. I'm very fortunate in that I'm not in pain 24/7. Usually if I relax, like in the evenings, it settles down and then I can sleep fairly well. Some days it's really intense and then I don't sleep that great, and that's just part of having scoliosis. My mom has it as well. So we struggle and we always have. I'm very grateful that neither of my kids have scoliosis, because it is inherited, and it's not fun. It's nothing that you control. It's just what life gives you, and you have to work on, just being the strongest version of yourself. And, pain doesn't mean impossible. And that's something certainly that I've learned. And as well, motivation doesn't get you going. More dedication does. Because there are some days where I'm like, okay, I woke up, I don't feel any pain. Do I really want to go work out? And no, sometimes I don't, but I'm dedicated. I've made this a goal. I'm going to follow through. I really want to do this fairly intensely for the next 3 months, because I have the time to do it. And I think that the goal, hopefully, with Dr. J helping me, is that we get to a place where I build up as much strength and flexibility as I can, and then figure out how to sort of maintain that on an ongoing basis. And that's my goal. So it might not be as fancy as a triathlon or running a 5K, but to have less pain and feel strong, and do the best that I can to protect my bones and my body for longevity. That's what I'm working on. So I'm seeing Dr. J. I also have an appointment to see the colorectal surgeon this week. So I will let you know how that one goes if we book surgery. Oh, I did book surgery to have the lipoma removed, and we're doing that at the Foothills in August. Very simple, just day surgery, nothing, no big deal. No, anesthetic, it'll all just be local, so I didn't have them all worried. Still grumpy, still irritated over here. And then I have an appointment also with the electrophysiologist, which is the heart doctor that helps with, he did the ablation surgery. So he's the one that monitors or keeps track of sort of the SVT, the electrical currents in my heart. So currently we've been doing an echocardiogram once a year that my cardiologist sets up, and then usually the electrophysiologist once or twice a year makes me go and do a 24-hour, 48-hour Holter monitor. So I've shown that in the past. Real sexy. Just monitors your heart. But with my heart, I get SVT probably once or twice a week, but it doesn't last and it's resetting. And they've asked me how I feel about that. And I'm fine with it. Like it's not making me have to go into emergency to have a cardio conversion. So it feels very livable to me. And they're really good about, you know, sort of checking in to see where I'm at, because it definitely affects you mentally. And some people don't handle that so well, and I can go with the flow. And I also have awareness. We've talked about, you know, every time that we go in to do surgery on my heart, essentially we're causing more damage to an already compromised heart. So it's risk versus reward. So I feel like this is quite livable for me. It's not really changing anything in my life. I'm very used to having little spurts of it, and then it, you know, kind of makes me tired, so I have to kind of adjust my day. But for the most part, I get to live my life. You know, I'm working out. I'm not having any issues in that arena. So yeah, I know it could change, and especially as I age and my heart ages, you know, we just have to see how it goes. But I'm in what I would consider a sweet spot right now, so I'll take it. Yeah, so those are all my doctor's appointments this week, so that's pretty busy. And I have my girlfriend's here from PEI, and she still has her townhouse here that her daughter and boyfriend live in, so she's staying there. She's not actually staying with me. So we're just fitting in time together as we can in amongst all her appointments and catch-ups and all the rest. So on Saturday we got to go to the Irish Rovers, and we both kind of grew up with that music. So her, of course, being in the Maritimes, and me being of, you know, kind of British Isle roots. I'm mostly Irish, and there's some English and Scottish in my family as well. So kind of a hodgepodge, but I don't know if anyone's done 23andMe, but mine is 100% British Isles. And I had a little chuckle. I haven't shared this with my mom yet to see what she says. But they have this thing on there about your heritage. And to this point, all the historical figures have all been Vikings, basically. But this last week, one came up, which was, they called him, I don't know, Irish, Neolithic farmer? I think that was it. So what that means is that was one of the kind of first settlements of people in Ireland that were farming, like had tools and were organized. And he was found in a grouping of like 7 people. And I have like 0.01% ancestry or something like that. But it was kind of interesting in that this particular DNA that was found when they did the genome and that type of thing, they have determined that either it's a parent-child, like a child of a parent and child pairing, or a brother and sister. So incest, even back then, was not really approved of unless you were of aristocracy, because obviously it just, I don't know. I think we know the science of it more now, but even back then, you know, you don't usually get intimate with your family members. That's, you know, just a no-brainer, I guess. So they kind of did a wider genome of all the rest of the DNA that they had in the area, and now it was very specific to this. So what happened, I guess, back then is if they had some, you know, standing in the community or were aristocracy, they would have incestuous relationships just to keep the power and control in the family. So it's really like a, I don't know, like a PBS show or something. So I'm sure my mom's gonna love to hear this story or the facts behind it. But anyways, just strange and interesting things. So yeah, apparently I have some, I guess we all have, what do they call it? Skeletons in your closet. So that's way, 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 way back for me. But anyways, interesting reading. What else last week? So yesterday I went and my girlfriend and I played pool with a group that I have joined. They play pool once or twice a month. Yeah, so I'm enjoying learning, kind of relearning how to play pool. I played in my 20s. We had a pool table at home, but at that time I didn't really think it was all that cool, and also my dad's a bit of a shark, so it's not so fun to play with someone who plays so well. So this is just for fun. There's all different levels, and my girlfriend had never played pool before, but she really likes to learn new things. So yeah, I think she had fun. She found it challenging. It is challenging, but that's the fun of, you know, doing new things or trying new things. I had both my ladies' dinner club last week. We went to Milpa, a Mexican place off of 17th Avenue, and the company was great. The food was, it was good. Some people enjoyed it more than others. I thought it was all right. But the company was really good, and we had lots of laughs, and that was good. And we had a couple of ladies join us that were a little bit younger. Most of us are like, I don't know, 50s and older, and there were a couple of ladies that just turned 40 that joined us, and I think they had a lot of fun. They were like, this was so fun. We're glad that we came out. So that's good. It's nice to have a variety of ages and experiences and different places in your life. There's always lots to talk about. And then on Friday, I had my ladies' lunch group, and we went, I can't think of what the name of it is, but it's over in Lakeview. Over by the kind of the pool or the tennis courts over there. Anyways, it was really good. I had chili cheese fries, and that was good. So I'm eating healthy, but like I'm not really restricting anything. I'm just really focused on trying to get protein in and not eat too much junk. But yeah, so that's about it. So that was, I had a pretty full week. Oh, my house, I had spring cleaning done. Feels lovely. I've talked about giving you guys a tour of my place. It's not super, you know, exciting or big or anything like that, but if you were curious, I guess if you are, let me know and I can do a video. Yeah, So this week, I've told you what's coming up this week. Next week I'll share kind of the different doctor's appointments and the outcomes. But yeah, that's where we're at. My daughter arrives on Friday and I'm so excited. I haven't heard from her, so I hope it's all still a go. And my girlfriend's gonna come for dinner on Wednesday and we'll have a movie night. So I love having people around and to do things with. Yeah, that's the sum total of where I'm at. So thank you for coming out and listening to me chat about my life and maybe complain a little bit. I try not to complain about things, but yeah, even when you're, see the world half full or your cup half full like I do, things can still rub you the wrong way at times, and I'll get over it. But yeah, I hope that you're having fun. That you've got to do some St. Patrick's Day things. I wore green today, not planning on going out to do any more kind of St. Patrick's Day things. Irish Rovers on Saturday was kind of the one shot at it. We had hoped to go dancing that evening, but it just didn't work out. By the time we got there, there was a lineup, and it was too cold for Wimpy me to stand outside. So we just came home early. But yeah, so if you're out there enjoying green beer, enjoy. And yeah, I hope everybody has a little luck of the Irish coming their way. So we'll talk to you next week. Thanks for coming out. Bye. This is me 8 weeks from plastic surgery. So I've had a fleur-de-lis tummy tuck, and you can see here that Dr. Glanis went really wide around my hips, which was nice to pull in more skin. And I had some tension at the center T. So if that doesn't fade out really well, he can probably revise that a little bit. It's healing really well up the center, and my belly button looks great. Really happy with how that looks. And I had a breast lift and a moderate augmentation. So there's, again, another little T intersection there. But it's healing well on both sides. And the incisions around my areolas are pretty much imperceptible already. So now I'm going to start red light therapy, and we'll see where I'm at.